Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Boxing New.
Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Now, these are the three fighters that people hope loses their next fight. And look, let's just be honest and unbiased. It's hate that makes people come up with these biased and false narratives. So we're just going to start it off, with Canelo Alvarez. And when you look at Canelo Alvarez, you look at the fake and false statements that people are coming up with, these false narratives. And you look at a Jamal Charlo and a Demetrius Andrade. And the biggest narrative that these guys are coming up with is that Canelo Alvarez is ducking Demetrius Andrade and Jamal Charlo. So let's just be honest and unbiased about the situation. And when you look at it, you see that Canelo Alvarez has already made an offer to Jamal Charlo and he's turned it down. So that narrative has already been debunked. And this is after Jamal Charlo has been saying again and again, Canelo's scared to fight me. Canelo won't fight me. Canelo's fighting anybody but me. And the funny thing about all of this is, once Canelo made the offer, Charlo turned the fight down. He had an opportunity to be great and he turned it down. And to this day, you still see fanboys out there saying Jamal Charlo's being dug by Canelo Alvarez, ignoring the fact that he turned down an offer, ignoring the fact that he doesn't want to be great. Fanboys make no sense because they were hoping he could beat Canelo, but their hope was truly just hate when you follow the facts. Let's be honest and unbiased. And then, you go on to Demetrius Boo-Boo Andrade. You see Demetrius Andrade constantly calling out Canelo Alvarez, saying Canelo won't fight him, saying that, he's being ducked and avoided, screaming and shouting from the mountaintops. And, you don't duck or avoid somebody who actually engage in serious negotiation talks for a unification bout. And that's what Canelo Alvarez did. He seriously engaged in a unification bout talks with Demetrius Boo-Boo Andrade. There was unification talks between these guys. It was to the point where the fight was almost going to be made. Canelo Alvarez had narrowed down Demetrius Andrade. And what was the only reason that fight didn't happen is the fact that Canelo Alvarez had an opportunity to face Sergey Kovalev by moving up 2 weight classes, taking on a dangerous Kovalev, a Kovalev that many people picked to beat Canelo Alvarez, that many people said that Canelo Alvarez would struggle against, that would lose to. You even see guys that say, oh, well, Kovalev was a cherry pick. He was easy. He was washed. He was done. If he was like that, then why didn't Demetrius Andrade move up to fight Sergey Kovalev? If you don't realize that Sergey Kovalev is better than literally every single person on Demetrius Andrade's resume. If Sergey Kovalev was so good and was not a threat, then explain this to me. Explain this to me. Explain why the Demetrius Andrade didn't fight him. It doesn't make sense. And you also see people like Badu Jack says that Sergey Kovalev is very dangerous for Canelo. You see people like Virgil Hunter, Hall of Fame trainer Virgil Hunter, saying that, Sergey Kovalev is dangerous for Canelo Alvarez. You see when you have people talk about this. You see when the real analysts and the real fighters and people that are part of the game talk about this, you see that it was a difficult and challenging fight. And there's a reason why Demetrius Andrade didn't move up 2 weight classes to fight Sergey Kovalev, a sitting world champion coming off 2 victories. At the end of the day, these fanboys want to diminish his wins, and in the fact that this guy moving up weight classes, beating a world champion sitting there, these guys don't want to recognize that. Let's just be honest and unbiased. And look, let's just break it down a little more. Guys to say that Canelo's avoiding Jamal Charlo or Demetrius Andrade, this is how you know they're casual. This is how you know that they don't know anything about boxing. Canelo Alvarez faced 2 of the most talented, slick-styled, tactically elite boxers there is. And Floyd Mayweather and Erislandy Lara. And he literally fought both of them. So why would he be scared to fight a Demetrius Andrade? It doesn't make sense. Why would he be scared to fight a Jamal Charlo? Jamal Charlo and Demetrius Andrade simply don't have the skills of a Floyd Mayweather. They don't have the skills of an Erislandy Lara. Let's be honest and unbiased. Andrade is not even an elite level proven fighter. He has a suspect chin. This guy was dropped by Vasyl lomachenko. Canelo Alvarez has faced much more skilled and proven fighters. One of the greatest fighters, if not the greatest fighters of the past generation, in Floyd Mayweather. What are we talking about here? And then we all know that Demetrius Andrade doesn't even have the power to knock out Canelo Alvarez. So if you don't have the power to knock out Canelo, and Canelo knows that the only thing that you're going to have to do is try to box with him, What is there to be afraid of? He's not getting knocked out. Canelo has a granite chin, and Andrade doesn't have enough power to compete. Let's just be honest and unbiased. What is there to be afraid of? These guys are making false narratives because they're holding on to Charlo and Demetrius Andrade as their only hopes to beat Canelo Alvarez. Let's be honest and unbiased. And then we get to Vasyl Lomachenko. And the one narrative that people constantly like to bring up about Vasyl Lomachenko is, and look, here's my thing. I think that Devin Haney is a great young fighter. I think he's a very talented fighter, and I think that he could give Vasyl Lomachenko a very good and challenging fight at some point. But let me just be honest and unbiased about it. Vasyl Lomachenko has been, called out as saying that he's ducking Devin Haney. Devin Haney saying he's the boogeyman. Nobody wants to fight him. Vasyl Lomachenko won't stop ducking him. And let's just be honest and unbiased about the situation. Even though I think Devin Haney could challenge Vasyl Lomachenko and give him a fantastic fight, even be a legitimate threat, at the end of the day, Vasyl Lomachenko is not ducking Devin Haney. This is a fanboy narrative. These fanboys want so bad and hope that, Vasyl Lomachenko loses to Devin Haney that they can't even see what's right in front of their face, that Vasyl Lomachenko's not ducking the guy. Vasyl Lomachenko's an elite level, top pound for pound fighter. And look, let me be honest. He's already stated twice, once in 2019 and once in 2020, on two separate occasions in two different interviews, that he's willing to fight Devin Haney, that he's open to fighting. So how is he ducking the guy? And on top of that, Vasyl Lomachenko has a more dangerous fight lined up than Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez. Right now, most people will look at Teofimo Lopez as the most dangerous and the most explosive opponent that he could fight at 135. That's period. So let's just be honest and unbiased. How is Vasyl Lomachenko ducking Devin Haney? It simply doesn't make sense. He's not the boogeyman, he's the booty man. Let's just be honest and unbiased. And then we get to Anthony Joshua. There's two narratives that's being promoted about Anthony Joshua, false narratives from fanboys and haters alike. And the first one is they're saying that, Anthony Joshua don't want to fight the best heavyweights. He doesn't want to fight the best guys. He doesn't want to fight the top tier fighters. He's ducking Tyson Theory. He's ducking Deontay Wilder. And we're just going to kill that narrative right now. First of all, Anthony Joshua offered Tyson Theory almost a year ago a 60-40 deal to fight Anthony Joshua. 60 for Anthony Joshua, 40 for Tyson Theory. And this is a Tyson Theory who wasn't even a world champion. So let's just be honest and unbiased. Who doesn't have half the popularity or fame as Anthony Joshua, didn't have a belt. He was going to give him 40% to fight Anthony Joshua. Tyson Theory turned it down. So let's just be honest and unbiased. You see that Anthony Joshua wants all the smoke. Not to mention that Anthony Joshua offered Deontay Wilder over $100+ million package to fight him. Deontay Wilder turned it down. So to say that Anthony Joshua doesn't want to fight the best, that he doesn't want to smoke, is simply fanboy narratives, hoping that they could imply that Anthony Joshua is scared to fight the top guys in the division. The second narrative is, look, let's be honest, is that Anthony Joshua cannot compete with Tyson Theory, that he's just going to get washed if he fights Tyson Theory, that it's going to be the same outcome that, Deontay Wilder got if he fights Theory, because Theory's just too skilled. Let's be honest and unbiased about Tyson Theory and this whole biased narrative. And they use Andy Ruiz Jr. as a way to use, to downplay Anthony Joshua. And let's be honest, Tyson Theory, he beat Deontay Wilder, and Deontay Wilder is the worst technically skilled boxer in boxing today, period. The only thing he has is a right hand. If you take that away, you beat Deontay Wilder. It's really that simple. Deontay Wilder has no one on his resume. A bunch of tomato cans, taxi, and Uber drivers. On the other hand, Anthony Joshua lost to Andy Ruiz, who is much more skilled than Deontay Wilder, who has elite level hand speed, and when he's focused and trained and in shape, this guy is an absolute problem for anyone in the heavyweight division. And not only did Anthony Joshua lose the first time, he took an immediate rematch, trained, came back, made adjustments, and dominated Andy Ruiz Jr. in the rematch. And if you look at Tyson Theory, this is a guy that we've seen dropped before. This is a guy by Steve Cunningham. This is a guy who had a difficult fight with Otto Wallin. This is a guy who many people felt like he lost to McDermott. So let's just be honest and unbiased. Anthony Joshua has a unique skill set that would be a problem for anyone, including Tyson Theory. But once again, unbiased as always, just the IBFP.